Hello, this is KYC News. We provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable information for the day. First and foremost, we want to achieve perfect health with a sincere desire. A Vietnam-era chopper featured in the movies Die Hard and The Rock crashes, killing 6 people. UK retail sales decline as living expenses rise. Israeli man shot in Baltimore, teen pleads guilty. A Vietnam-era chopper featured in the movies Die Hard and The Rock crashes, killing 6 people. 6 individuals were killed when an action movie chopper from the Vietnam War crashed on a country road in West Virginia. The Bell UH-1B Huey aircraft, according to the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, crashed Wednesday around 5 p.m. along Route 17 in Logan County. According to Ray Bryant, Director of Operations for the Logan County Emergency Ambulance Service Authority, everyone on board was killed. On a road close to the neighborhood airport, the helicopter crashed in good visibility, he claimed. In a phone interview with Mr. Bryant on Thursday, he claimed that the entire cab of it was on fire. Because we frequently see helicopters in this area, the first responders were able to identify it as one, he added. At Logan's Marpat Aviation, a gathering of helicopter enthusiasts was taking place when the incident occurred. According to the Marpat website, it was slated to start on Tuesday and end on Sunday. Visitors to the event could sign up to ride or pilot the antique helicopter, which organizers described as one of the few of its kind still in operation. According to Marpat, the 114th Assault Helicopter Company, the Knights of the Sky, operated the helicopter in Vinh Long, Vietnam, throughout the most of the 1960s. According to the website, the Huey appeared in films including Die Hard, The Rock, and Under Siege, Dark Territory when it returned to the U.S. in 1971. Both the reunion planners and Marpat representatives did not respond to calls for comment on Thursday. Local resident Patty Belcher was on her way to the store when she saw the collision. She described the smoke as being so dense that it was difficult to see anything other than smoke and fire on Thursday. "My God, I better turn around," I exclaimed as it descended the ditch line on the right side. "This truck might catch fire as a result." I then turned around and returned. The collision occurred close to the Battle of Blair Mountain Historic Monuments, where a deadly altercation broke out a century ago when thousands of coal workers in West Virginia marched to unionize. When Bobby Childs approached the smoke and flames, she was able to make out a trapped male. "I noticed that a man, I assume the captain, was trapped. I made an effort to descend to the entrance where he was. He was as obvious as day to you. The fire was too intense for me to reach him, though I tried. They told WOW TV, I couldn't reach to him." It was anticipated that the road would be closed for at least 24 hours. The National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA will conduct an investigation. UK retail sales decline as living expenses rise. According to official data, retail sales decreased by 0.5% in May, which is yet another indication of how the economy is being negatively impacted by rising inflation. According to the Office for National Statistics, consumers cut back on their grocery purchasing as a result of the rising cost of living. A 0.7% decline was what economists had predicted. Following a 1.6% decline in grocery store sales, there was a decrease in retail sales for the entire month. The ONS also revised down sales growth in April, from the 1.4% previous estimation to an increase of 0.4%. The statistics also showed that fuel sales increased by 1.1% in May, which it claimed was probably due to more people going back to work. After significant hikes in the price of everything from fuel and energy to food and beverages, inflation in the UK reached a fresh 40-year high in May, according to figures released on Wednesday. Retail sales decreased in May, which was primarily due to a reduction in food sales, according to Heather Boville, Deputy Director for Surveys and Economic Indicators at the ONS. Supermarket feedback indicated that due to growing living expenses, consumers were spending less on their grocery shopping. More people going back to work may have led to higher fuel sales this month, while consumers purchasing items for summer vacations helped improve clothing sales. These increases were partially offset by declines in sales of household products in department stores, with retailers in these sectors saying that consumers were reluctant to spend because of concerns about affordability and rising prices. The percentage of internet sales decreased again in May, but it is still significantly more than it was before the pandemic. Consumer confidence hit a record low this month as a result of rising costs, tightening wages, and interruption from strikes, according to a separate GfK research released earlier on Friday. The Confederation of British Industry reported on Thursday that merchants were also anticipating a weak July as rising prices reduce customer willingness to spend. Saudi Arabia will offer 33,000 job opportunities to nationals. 6 significant decisions to nationalize jobs for Saudi citizens were made by the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development on Wednesday. They include postal and package delivery, optical, customer service, certified aviation occupations including co-pilots and air controllers, retail establishments, and car inspectors. According to the Saudi press agency, about 2 million Saudis entered the private sector last year. According to MHRSD, the initiative intends to expand Saudi nationals' engagement in the labor market by offering more than 33,000 job possibilities, in line with the kingdom's Vision 2030. Over the course of 2 years, licensed aviation professions will be implemented. All private aviation businesses must comply with the ministry's decision and have 5 or more personnel working in designated fields. The General Authority of Civil Aviation requires all personnel to get professional accreditation. According to the ministry, this choice will create almost 4,000 jobs. Co-pilot, air traffic controller, and dispatcher duties will all be completely nationalized as part of the first phase, which will start in March. 50% of all positions will be for cabin crew and aviation transport pilots. Beginning in 2024, the second phase of nationalization of aviation occupations will cover the Saudization of pilots and cabin personnel by 70% and 60%, respectively. By March 2023, 50% of the jobs in the optical sector will be localized. Each department in an optical business must have 4 employees or more out of a total of 10, and all staff members must be accredited by the Saudi Commission for Health Specialties. In order to create around 5,000 job opportunities, the ministry will also totally nationalize the field of car inspection starting in 2019. By the end of the year, postal and package delivery services will be nationalized. The first and second levels of top management employment shall be 60% and 70% locally sourced, respectively, and all chief executive positions will be 100% locally sourced. More than 7,000 employment and postal services will be created as a result. According to the government, starting in December, all jobs in the customer service sector would be completely nationalized, creating more than 4,000 new jobs. With the intention of creating more than 12,000 jobs, all retail shops will be 70% nationalized within the next year. Additionally, MHRSD declared that all positions in the movie industry, including those in sales and the food and beverage division, would be local. Israeli man shot in Baltimore, teen pleads guilty. In the deadly shooting of an Israeli man who was in Baltimore for a wedding last year, a 17-year-old teenager admitted guilt on Wednesday to first-degree murder. According to the Baltimore Sun, Rashid Morris, 17, who is one of 3 people accused of shooting Ephraim Gordon, 31, in May 2021, is the second to submit a guilty plea. 18-year-old Omarion Anderson admitted guilt to first-degree murder last month. William Clinton, 19, was also accused of attempted carjacking, armed robbery, and first-degree murder. Morris will probably receive a life sentence with the exception of 50 years, according to State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby. While on his way to his aunt and uncle's home in northeast Baltimore, Gordon was shot numerous times during a heist. After being transported to a hospital, he was declared dead. To attend his cousin's wedding, Gordon traveled to the area. According to the criminal paperwork, detectives discovered security video that showed a Lexus SUV following Gordon's car before turning into the neighborhood where he was killed. A firearm was pointed at Gordon by one of the 3 people who confronted him shortly after midnight, according to the police report. A Lexus that had been reported stolen days earlier was stopped by a Maryland Transportation Authority police officer about 18 hours after the incident, and Clinton, who was allegedly operating the SUV, was detained. After speaking with witnesses and looking over video evidence, the police claimed to have located Anderson. Russian military enlistment office targeted by Molotov cocktails. A Molotov cocktail is said to have been hurled into a Russian military recruitment office, causing the facility to catch fire. According to the news source Basa, someone broke into the first floor of the Belgorod building at around 3 in the morning on Friday and threw the explosives inside. According to the regional division of Russia's Emergency Situations Ministry, a table took fire and the blaze was immediately put out by rescuers within a few minutes. About 25 miles north of the Ukrainian border, where a conflict has been raging for more than 4 months, is where Belgorod is situated. Ukraine is suspected of carrying out sabotage activities in the Belgorod region. Near the settlement of Starina Lidovka, an ammo dump caught fire in April. Additionally, there have been other assaults on military recruitment centers across the nation. Local reports claim that 2 guys earlier this week set fire to a military recruitment center in Vladivostok, a city in the Far East.